Welcome everyone to episode 35 of Around the Book podcast, where this week we're going to be talking about the Kentucky Derby. That's the biggest sporting event this weekend. While we still talk about a little bit of the NBA playoffs, some MLB, NHL, we have some golf bets for PGA. So we're once again going to be hitting all the marks here for this week. I guess we'll start off with the main event, which is Kentucky Derby. We're still a little early. You're still going to have some scratches for the race or before the race starts. So you might not want to place any bets just yet, but I am more than willing and want to actually go over a few picks for this weekend for that, just in case some of these horses do stay healthy before the race starts. Now, I will start off with this and say that Dalton thinks horse racing is all a scam. And no, I'm just kidding. I'm going to start off with saying that I like to bet huge odds when it comes to horse racing. I know that that's probably not the smartest thing to do. But depending on what horse you go after, you can really find some value, especially on Derby Day. And I mean, looking at the odds right now, and I'm looking on FanDuel's horse racing. I know that Dalton and Jake are looking at DraftKings. So the odds, could they be a little bit different? I'm not really sure how that might work. But all right. So the one that sticks out to me the most and has huge odds, and this one, I don't know. I'm just loving the name, and it's Track Phantom at 54 to 1 odds. That's probably going to be my big play for this weekend as far as my odds. I mean, there's a few other horses that are a little bit more risky, to say the least. I think Mugatu is 89 to 1. I'll probably stay away from that, but who knows? But right now, I'm really liking Track Phantom for my long shot. I'll place a few dollars on him to win, and then I'll probably place a little bit more money for him to place, maybe a couple dollars to show, just because you're going to get some lesser odds there. The favorite right now is Fierceness. I mean, unless you're wanting to put down a lot of money, it's at this point, I don't think it's really worth it to bet on Fierceness at this point. I would just keep watching the lines for them, see if they go up or down. But I think that's your favorite for this weekend. If you were trying to box them in a trifecta, I mean, definitely go Fierceness. I would place them in there. Do you guys have any horses that you're really liking for this weekend?
I like Track Phantom and Epic Ride, just
Epic
strictly
Ride.
because of the names, and they both have very high
Huge
odds.
odds. All right. I like that.
That's about my go-to when it comes to
Yeah.
horse racing is the names and the odds.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this. I want to take this time to say that DK Horse and DraftKings in general is just an absolute pain in the ass. I just want odds on the Derby, and it has taken me forever.
Yeah.
How did you guys get to it?
I'm on FanDuel's.
I think I'm on the actual Kentucky Derby website.
Is it Advanced Kentucky Derby? Yeah, all right. I think I got it. Yep. Track Phantom. I see Track Phantom on here.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not showing me odds. Okay.
How
So
about
yeah, I like Track Phantom just because of the name. That's probably what I'm
we-
Yeah.
We're all
That's
Track Phantom fans here.
It's a Track
More
Phantom
than-
podcast.
Yeah, more than likely what's going to happen is he's going to scratch like tomorrow morning after practicing or something, and then we're all just going to be up the creek without a paddle at that point.
I also like TO password just because TO.
Where's that one at? What's another good one?
TO password, I think, sitting at 63 to 1
hilarious.
odds.
Catching Freedom. That's a good one.
Domestic product. All right.
Dornock. I like Dornock. That sounds like
Yeah.
a fun name.
I know on so on FanDuel right now, their top three, what they're showing who's getting the most love as far as first, second, and third. Fierceness obviously getting a lot of the favorite horse. Second favorite horse right now is Forever Young at 9-1, which is a Japanese horse. So, and Fierceness is American. So let's go America. And then the third place is Dornock. And that's at 15-1 odds. That's not bad.
Dornick, I think that's going to be my pick to win. I think we're going to go Dornick to win. I might do a trifecta. I'm going to give a trifecta here. Dornick to win.
Oh gosh.
Hold
on. I'll get the odds for you. So you want Dornick to win?
Yep, Dornick to win. Give me Track Phantom to place.
All right. And who you want to show?
And to show, we're going to take TO password.
All right. Oh, it's not giving me the payout for that. No. Yeah, I tell you what.
There, I just submitted the bet. Let's see what the payout is. It doesn't say what the potential payout is.
I wonder if you have to wait for the odds to close out for a race or something like that. If anyone's watching, it can explain that to us. And
yeah, that'd be great. I've bet on horses many times. I've never done it through DraftKings or anything like this. This sucks.
Yeah. Good thing they're not a sponsor.
No, I don't think DraftKings will be a sponsor anytime soon. But this sucks. Like, I'm just gonna say, get it together, DraftKings, or send me money and I'll just gaslight the audience about how great it is.
Yeah, keep it up, FanDuel. I think your horse racing app is great. I was just using it. No free ads. So anyways, anyone else have anything for the Kentucky Derby this weekend?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Oh. Logging back into my FanDuel account here real quick, just because I had to look at the Derby. Unfortunately, it is two different sites. Okay. So let's start off with the PGA. I think we start off with the PGA every time whenever we get going on these. If you see my headline here, I finally won a golf and a NASCAR bet this weekend. Unfortunately, and I hate to announce this is like my first perfect weekend with those two, and they were just one bet apiece per sport. So I just had to see the ball go through the hoop. That's all it was. So For this weekend, we have let me see here. There it is. The CJ Byron Nelson 2024, whatever that is. I'm not going to lie to you. Not really sure what that cup's all about or whatever tournament. But I know the golfers. I know how some of them golf. So I'm just gonna go off that. I'm not gonna go off the name of the actual tournament. And for my bets for this week, I did a small parlay, and then I also straight bet both these. I have Siwoo Kim and Jordan Spieth both to finish top 10. Now, if you parlay those together, you're at plus 770. I think that's amazing odds for those two golfers. Both of them have a great chance of finishing top 10, knock on wood. Because I say that every week, and it wasn't until last weekend that it finally happened. But I also took both of them at a straight of finishing top 10. And Jordan Spieth was at plus 190, and Siwoo Kim was at plus 200. So both, I think, pretty good odds for those. Pretty good value for just for them to finish top 10. So those are my bets for the tournament this weekend.
I like it.
All right.
You got anything, Jake?
Yeah, I can go if you want. I've been really bad with golf, just really bad. I think I had 3 picks last week. None of them panned out. I changed it up on Sunday. I'm forgetting the name, but I bet the second place team, they ended up finishing in like 8th. So it was not a good golf weekend. So this week I'm just doing nothing but long odds. So my first bet I have, this actually isn't, I mean, the odds are pretty good, but he's not that far down the list here. But to win the tournament, I have Stefan Jaeger at plus 2,500. He's been playing some pretty good golf recently. Forget the name of the tournament, but it was, I think about a month ago, it was 3 or 4 weeks ago. He got a win. Wish I remembered the name of it, but he's been playing some very good golf recently. He's been towards the top of the leaderboard almost every recent tournament except for the Masters, I think. So I like him at plus 2,500. And then I also have Mackenzie Hughes at plus 4,000 to win the tournament. He's also been playing good golf recently. He finished tied for 3rd at the Valspar Championship and tied for 14th at the Houston Open. He's been playing really well with his irons. And that's kind of just my method for this week with golf, I guess. I'm just going with a lot of guys who have been playing pretty good and have been around the top of the leaderboard, but haven't won anything yet, and have some good odds. And then my last one, I am going with some very long odds here. I got David Skins at plus 20,000. I think, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm having trouble counting these zeros, but I'm 95% sure it's 20,000. But yeah, he's also been playing some good golf recently. He tied for 7th at the Houston Open, tied for 4th at the Cognizant Classic. He's put together some good performances. Aside from those, he hasn't done too much, which is why his odds are so high. But yeah, that's how I'm playing it this week. I think I've got to hit at some point. I'm just overdue at this point, so I'd rather that come around with some long odds. So yeah, those are my 3 for this week.
I like it. Yeah, I'm also not doing great lately betting golf. Lost a little bit of money last couple of weeks, so I decided this week if I'm gonna lose money, it's gonna be on one big play rather than just straight betting everything and half of them not working out. So I did not bet a winner straight up this week. All I did is I did kind of what you've been doing for a while, Casey. I picked 5 guys in a parlay to finish top 20. So first guy I got is Alex Noren. who's been a really hot pick to win this week, because he's played really well this year, and especially at similar courses to Craig Ranch. So he's been a really hot pick to win. I'm tempted to put an outright win bet on him. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet. Fighting that temptation. He's at plus 130 to finish top 20. I did not straight bet any of these. I put them all in a parlay, but he's one's got plus odds there. I got Adam Scott to finish top 20 at plus 130. Again, another guy that's just been playing some solid golf. I got Byung-Hun An at plus 140. And Maverick McNeely at plus 230. These are all to finish top 20. And then the last
Perfect
guy I got.
pronunciation.
What?
That's a perfect pronunciation on those.
And then I got Siwoo Kim at plus 100 to finish top 20. All five together, though. It is plus 88,279. So I put a $10 bet on that, with potential payout of $837.93. So I figure if I'm gonna lose $10 this weekend on golf, it's gonna be for something feasible that pays out big time.
What'd you say your payout was?
$837
Oh, okay.
and
Not
93 cents on a $10 bet for
Yeah.
5 guys to finish top 20 that have all been
Yeah.
regularly finishing top 30 pretty much.
Yeah.
Those aren't really guys that miss a lot of that are missing a lot of cuts right now. I think it's a pretty safe bet for what the payout is, and I just got to try something different. I'm at that point where I'm throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I feel that.
We should start bleeping out whenever our payouts like over the tax threshold, which I think is like $600.
That's a great
What's
idea.
your payout? Like, yeah, if this hits it, beep.
Yeah, I like that. It's good call. But yeah.
But yeah, I like that. See, I love those bets, but I to be honest with you, I have had no luck with them, but I love it. So, and I think if I follow it, it's not going to hit, but since it's your first time going after it, I really like it for you.
Thank you.
That's all I'm going to say.
We'll see how it goes. It goes.
So that's golf for the week. I guess let's move on to NASCAR or motorsports in general, because some of us aren't betting NASCAR, but are betting other motor and wheel sports. In NASCAR, I guess that's where we'll start off because that's what I'm betting on this week. We have the Advent Health 400. I'm going to take a page out of my own book from last week. I'm going to take a favorite, Kyle Larson, just to finish top 3. For Kyle Larson to finish top 3, it's at plus 105. Not sexy odds, but you're still plus money. So whatever you bet, you're going to more than double. It's not going to be by much, but you're going to more than double. So Kyle Larson to finish top 3 at plus 105.
I like it.
All right.
Is that all you got? Do you have anything for this week, Jake? NASCAR?
Not for NASCAR, no.
Gotcha. So I got a couple picks. This is a track that I think Toyota typically dominates. They are my winning manufacturer pick at minus 105. However, I am hedging on that with Kyle Busch to win at plus 2,200 because he does really well. I think if it's not a Toyota, it's going to be Kyle Busch. So I did hedge there, even though Busch does drive a Chevy now. He has won a lot of races there. However, it was driving for Toyota. And then Another Toyota driver that I think is going to be right in the mix. Lives in the top 3 at Kansas. Denny Hamlin finished top 3 at plus 115. And then I'm also taking William Byron to finish top 5 at minus 110. So I think it'll probably be either Toyota or Chevy. But this week, because the Toyotas were kind of a safe bet, I kind of hedged on that in my Kyle Busch pick. I think if it's not Kyle Busch, it's going to be someone driving a Toyota, probably Denny Hamlin winning this race.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. I got a couple F1 picks this week. First one I'm going with is Fernando Alonso to finish in the top 6 at minus 120. He pretty much kind of hovers around this area every week. He's usually somewhere from 5 to 10. On the better races, he's top 5. But Aston Martin did really well last time F1 was in Miami. And he's got a couple top 6s under his belt this year already. And as I said, he kind of just finishes around there. So I think he's a pretty solid lock this week. It's at minus 120. So it's a good piece to add to a parlay. I probably wouldn't bet it on my own. And then this one is a good parlay booster. I got Max Verstappen for the fastest speed at plus 550. If you follow F1 at all, you know that Max Verstappen just kind of dominates it. It's like pretty much like the 2015 to like 2019 Warriors. Like he kind of just wins everything. But he gets a lot of fastest laps. I'm not sure exactly, like statistically, how much compared to other racers, but I feel like every time I'm watching a race, he ends up getting the fastest lap at some point. So, and also Red Bull is just so far ahead of the other manufacturers at this point. I mean, plus 550 feels like really good odds for that. For someone who is probably going to win the race by like 15 seconds. And then my last pick, I'm taking Yuki Tsunoda to finish in the top 10 at plus 175. He kind of this year has hovered around the 10 to 15 range, but I just like him in this race. I think he's come a long way this year since he did last year. His manufacturer has been doing well. He's been finishing around 10 pretty much every race, the last couple of them. So I think at plus 175, it's pretty good odds. And again, I mean, he literally just has to finish 10th out of the 20 racers. So it's not a huge ask for him. And he's done it a couple of times before this year. So I think at plus 175, it's pretty good value.
That's crazy. There's only like 20 cars in the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think NASCAR recently has gone down to like 30 something. It used to be like 43.
Yeah. It's interesting. The differences between the two, because there's always like 2 or 3 racers that'll crash or have an issue with their car. So by the time it ends, there's only like 16, 17.
Yeah, I mean, that's on NASCAR. Well, NASCAR, that'll be like half the field won't even be on the lead lap by the middle of the race. Especially
or
like,
you get those crashes that take out half the field too.
Literally, like Daytona and Talladega every time. I love it.
I think you're muted, Casey.
Sorry. I was going to say, sorry to cut you guys off, but this Clippers game is going to tip off in like 5 minutes. Do you guys have any bets for that game tonight?
So I am halfway to my parlay for tonight. Still working the system. I almost got burned. I got burned last night. Everything hit, but Cavs minus 4.5. So that sucked. But I already hit on the over in the Miami game, and now I got Clippers money line at plus 124. If that hits, I pay out. I make $21 on a $5 bet.
Nice. It's a good hit. That'll be a good hit.
Yeah.
And then, so let's just transition. What's your play for tomorrow? Then, if you're using your method,
The system? Oh yeah.
Yeah, the system. Oh yeah, so the process. Trust the process.
As a Sixers fan, I am very quickly losing faith in the process, and faith is crumbling as we speak. Which now I have to bet on that Sixers game tomorrow.
Hey, Tyrese Maxey though.
Yeah, but he was limping at the end of the game.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But so for tomorrow night, I got the Bucks +8. I still think one of these nights, if the longer the series goes on, more likely we see Dame and Giannis. And I mean, they're holding on even without those guys. I think if they played, I'd feel better about the money line, but
Yeah.
not knowing, I think getting them at +8 at -110 is solid value. And then in the Knicks Sixers game, the Sixers should win this game, but I have zero faith in this organization anymore. So we're just going to take the over. We're going to go over 200.5 at -110. All but one game so far in this series has gone over 200. So I think unless this is a game where Philly really just shuts it down and really plays a slow, methodical game, I think it's going to hit easily. And I don't think that Embiid is able to physically dominate right now enough for them to really play a slow, methodical game. I think they have to play a fast game with Tyrese. And that's also what the Knicks want to do, too, because the Knicks want to run up and down the court as well. And so I think we're going to see more of a track meet.
I like it. Yeah, and I also I agree with you on your Bucks part there with the +8. For my parlay for tomorrow, I went the Bucks +8, and then I took the Knicks money line for that one. I thought we were going to have the same bet for a second.
I was very tempted to bet Knicks money line.
Yeah, I mean, the point. I don't know, something about like I feel like if I take like I don't know. I have a good feeling that I'm just not even gonna jinx it. But I took the Knicks money line and Bucks +8. If you parlay those together, you're at +350. I also straight bet both of those because the Bucks +8 is at -108. I think if you're getting 8 points and still at -108, I think that's great value. So I'm going to take that. And then Knicks money line that was at +134, and I think they were +3 at like -120 something maybe. So I just took the money line to kind of juice the odds there, and I like them for tomorrow.
I like it. That series is weird because like the Sixers are barely hanging on. However, it would be very Sixers to win this game and then get their asses kicked in Game 7. But it would also be very Knicks to blow a 3-1 lead. But also the Sixers look like they are done in general. So the Knicks could still very easily win this game. It's just there's a lot of very on-brand things all working against each other right now in that series. It's really weird.
Yeah. No. I got some bad news because I also took the Bucks +8 and the Knicks line. So, as soon as I heard you guys talking, I was like, "Oh, this is bad."
What is this a trap line? Is this a trap? Is the Bucks +8 a trap line?
Clearly,
it has to mean that there is no Giannis or Dame in Game 6, at least as of now.
Yep.
Because if either of them are playing, I don't see how it's +8. Because they just smoked the Pacers with Patrick Beverly and Bobby Portis.
And the Pacers are going to wrap up the series at home. That's it. With a double-digit win. Yep. Book it, folks. Fade us.
Yeah. I took some series props also. I took the Clippers. I don't know if the game is tipped off yet, so this might not be available while it's playing. But I took the Clippers at +160 to win the series against Dallas. They're playing really well even without Kawhi. They've actually played better without Kawhi, I think, during this series. And besides Kyrie, Luka has scored some points in this series, but he's been really inefficient. He's just kind of chucking up shots. If he can turn it around, then they've got a good chance. But as of now, I really like how Paul George and I like how Westbrook is playing. I think the Clippers at plus 160 are pretty good value. They also have Game 5, and if it goes to 7, Game 7 at home, so they'll have that advantage too. And then speaking about the Bucks are plus 600 to win the series against the Pacers right now. So I'm jumping all over that. Giannis and Dame are both injured, but I think Game 5 showed a lot of signs that because I honestly thought that the Pacers were just going to beat them in Game 5, and that was going to be it. And I know the Bucks lost to the Heat in 5 in the first round last year, so they might, in recent memory, they might have not given people much of a reason to bet on them, which might be why it's plus 600. But to me, this is a very inexperienced Pacers team. I think they showed that a little bit in Game 5, and the Bucks, they have a lot of veterans on their team that have kind of been there before, and they've made a championship run before. Patrick Beverley had, I think, like 12 assists last night. Bobby Portis was hitting every shot, and that gives me a lot of hope because they played really well. If they can get Giannis or Dame back, I think they have a good chance to win the series, because all they really have to do is beat the which they haven't really. I don't think they beat the Pacers either game in Indiana in this series, but if they can win, they got Game 7 at home, and I gotta think that Giannis or Dame has to come back at some point. Like,
Yeah.
I know they're injured, and I know you got to take injuries carefully, but I mean, I was shocked that at least one of them wasn't playing in Game 5.
Yeah.
But either way, at plus 600, that just feels like really good value for a team that has Giannis and Dame against a team that's kind of in the playoffs for the first time.
Yeah.
So
Did you parlay those together, those two series winners?
yeah, I think I'm going to.
I like it.
That'd be some good value.
Yeah. And they're both looking very feasible right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Clippers, do you guys also is it just me, or do you guys also like forget every time you see Kawhi Leonard's name on their roster that he's still on the Clippers? I constantly forget that Kawhi Leonard plays for the Clippers. Yeah. He's been there for like what, 8 years?
Dude,
did he go there? Right,
it's so
he's never there. He is
crazy.
Never healthy.
It's so crazy because he's always injured. Like I don't know. I want to look up how many games like he's played and how many he's missed, because there's no way he's played more games than he's missed with the Clippers. Like they got him and Paul George at the same time, I remember, and it was like this huge thing, and it's literally just been Paul George.
Yeah.
He came back for 2 games in this series too, and they honestly looked a lot worse, like with him on the court.
Yeah.
So how many games do you think Kawhi Leonard has played for the Clippers?
Let's see. How many years has he been there?
So
it's got to be like at least.
I'm going to say 5.
Because the Raptors was 2019, I think.
Kawhi Leonard joined the Clippers in 2018 or in 2019. So he's been there for 5 years. The NBA plays 82 games a year. How many games do you think Kawhi Leonard has played?
I'm going to guess he's played 170. That might be a little low.
What do you think, Casey?
175.
You guys are close. 229.
Oh my god. Okay.
Still, like, that's not even half.
Yeah, that's
yeah. Or it might just barely be half.
That's insane. I don't even know what injuries he gets either. I just always see him.
Yeah. He's just
what's
like
it called?
always
Load management.
Yet they're still a playoff team every year, and they keep bringing in just random ass dudes, and like they're winning with Paul George, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook right now.
Yeah.
Like Harden went off for 40 something. I hate James Harden so much. I hate him so much. He plays great and then decides he hates where he's at, and then just decides to get fat for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then gets his ass shipped off somewhere else. and then plays great for a little bit,
Yeah.
decides he hates it there, and then gets
Yeah.
fat again and goes somewhere else.
I think
Don't
he's like
get-
doing some nefarious shit in these cities, and he just needs to get out of there. So he's just like, all right, I need to get traded. I forgot he was on there.
I know, right?
when I was talking about it, I was trying to think of their second player, and I was like,
This
fuck, is it
Clippers
really
team would have
Russell
been
Westbrook?
would have been dangerous 10 years ago.
Yeah,
They
I
probably
think
would have won it all.
2017, this probably would have been the best team of all time.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And you said and Russell Westbrook's on there too?
I think so,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my god, yeah, dude. 2017, run them in those playoffs.
It's a fucking Thunder. It's the early 2010s Thunder.
With Blake Griffin. Ooh. All right.
All you need to do is bring KD over there
Yeah.
and complete it. And
All right.
Serge
So
Ibaka.
you said Serge Ibaka.
Yeah, if he's even still in the league.
Let's move on to anyone got any NHL bets? I have a few, but I can just go over them real quick if you guys don't have any.
I don't have any, but my future that I made at the beginning of the season, Rangers to win the cup, still looking pretty good. Swept the Caps in round one.
Yeah. You're looking good. You're looking good there.
I'm afraid to bet anything else, though.
Who are they going to play next? Or who could they play next?
I think they
I
play
think-
Carolina.
Yeah, I think they get Carolina. Although the NHL does do like reseeding each round. But I
Yeah,
think
it's like all based on division or something like that.
it's really weird.
They have a weird format.
It's really convoluted. But no, I'm pretty sure that they play or no, they get Carolina is playing Florida, I believe, and they get the winner of Boston and Toronto.
Ooh.
Gotcha.
Which, I don't know, because I'm worried. I mean, Toronto normally you'd like to see. Everyone wants to play Toronto in the playoffs because they always crumble. But if Toronto beats Boston in the first round, that means that means something's different this time. Which is scary.
I'm going to hope something is not different because I took the Bruins money on.
Good call.
Yeah, I took Bruins money line and then over 5.5 goals in that game as well.
We have complete opposite picks. I took the Leafs money line and then under
What's your
5.5.
Yours at 525? Or hold on, what's your odds at for your parlay?
I haven't put them into a parlay yet, but it's
Oh.
so the Leafs money line is -115 and then the under is -102.
So my parlay is at plus 243. So if you did the Leaf money line and the under, you're at plus 247. So
Yeah, that's
There you go.
yeah.
it's gonna be close, or it'll be a close one. All right. Let's score this game. 12-11 Mavericks right now.
Nice.
All right. So anyone else got any other hockey bets? No.
Nope.
No.
MLB. So I just did like a small 3-leg parlay for tomorrow. I think it's just all afternoon games tomorrow. I think like the last one starts at like 2:30 Eastern or something like that. So a bunch of afternoon baseball tomorrow. Morning baseball for you, Jake. But we have for my parlay, I'm going to take the Orioles at plus 1.5 against the Yankees because fuck the Yankees. That's why. Plus, I don't know who Baltimore's throwing out there to pitch, but I feel like if it's just some random dude, you have a good shot that this guy's going to have like one of them crazy outings where no one can really prepare for him on the Yankees roster, so they might not be able to hit him. He might have some secret junk that he can show out for this game. So I'm just going to take the Orioles at +1.5. I took the San Francisco Giants money line against the Red Sox. This game, I almost took the Red Sox at +1.5, but I think you got better odds doing the Giants money line. So I did that, and then I took the Rangers money line against the Nationals. Just because Eovaldi's pitching for the Rangers tomorrow. So I expect him to have a big game. And if you parlay all those together, you're at +394. So nothing too crazy, but an opportunity to multiply your bet there.
I like it. You had me at fuck the Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like betting on the Yankees, you're probably like one of those people that just sucks. Like,
Yeah.
you're just probably not a fun person to be around if you like betting on the Yankees.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You're the guy that roots for the bad guy to win, and like you root for Ivan Drago in Rocky IV.
Yankees fans are also Duke men's basketball and Lakers fans and Cowboys fans. So they all are.
And Alabama fans.
And Alabama. Yeah.
Can't forget that one.
Yeah, you can't forget your southern roots up there in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any baseball bets, but I'm very happy to say that I will continue betting against the A's every day, but I no longer recommend it because they are 2 games out of, or 2.5 games out of first place in the AL West, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
They're 23-10. They started like 1 or 2 in like 9 or something. And then I saw a stat. I think they're 13-10, I think, in their last 23 games. So they've been playing some good ball. I think it really just took me betting on them to lose to right the ship because I don't really have another explanation for it. But I'm going to keep doing that, but maybe I can't. I've been preaching that every week. I might have to stop preaching that now.
Yeah, what is it? Is just draft picks panning out? It's just like years of high picks.
So it's not even. I kind of think it's a fluke because if you look at like player stats, there's not they have a really good bullpen for some reason, which doesn't make sense because like coming into the year, nobody thought they were going to have a good bullpen, but their closer Mason Miller is I think he's going to be elite. One of the next best closers. I mean, he comes out, he threw a pitch, I think 106 miles an hour this year or 105 or something like that. I think he has like 80 pitches thrown this year over 100 miles an hour, and second place is like 20 or something like that. But they have just, for some reason, a really, really good bullpen, and they just get really timely hits because the offense isn't anything special, but like there's been like 3 times this year they're down 1 in the 9th inning and they just get a 2-run home run or something like that. Like they've just had some really timely at bats, but yeah, we'll see. There's still a good chance they finish last and win like 60 games, but I think they have 15 wins now. I think last year they started 14-50 and this year they're 15-17. So looking like some improvement. But yeah, I'm happy to announce that I will no longer, well, I still will be, but I will no longer tell people to bet against the A's every day.
Yeah.
It's funny to me because I really think what did it was me betting against them. Like I think that's just how cursed I am when it comes to betting. I somehow made this team good.
No, it's just the unfair people, like gods out there, like, no, John Fisher, we're going to reward you for your bad behavior. You were
Yeah.
right for what you did.
See, this is what happens. Like they have surprising years like this, and then it makes people think that like what they're doing is like sustainable. And
Yeah.
so like it
Yeah,
every time, like if they win 80 games this year, then John Fisher's gonna get another like 5 years.
which is annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the story of A's baseball though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say I've had a lot more fun watching baseball this year than I thought I would. So
There you go.
there's something. This summer might not be that bad.
Yeah, I don't think it will. And I mean, I hate to say it, I think a lot of players are peaking for you guys at the same time right now.
Yeah, I think it's cool, but I don't think it's gonna last. I think they'll still be better than they were last year, but I don't think like they're only 2 games under 500 right now. I don't think they're gonna finish the year only 2 games
Yeah.
under 500. They've just had a lot of things come together, but I don't know. They got some solid young players that might be a somewhat competent rebuild now. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. I gotta start betting on baseball. Probably the only way I'll watch it.
It's
can't.
fun.
I gotta get back to watching baseball again.
It's a lot easier now with the pitch clock rules. I will say that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's tough to go through some of those 4.5 hour long games, but I think most games now I feel like are under like 3 hours. I would say.
Not bad.
So they do go a lot. It's a lot smoother of a watch.
Yeah, I agree. I will say though, when you bet on baseball, it can be very like rewarding. Like it can be very awesome, but it can also suck at the same time. Because like I've had like 4 or 5 like parlays where it's like 4 or 5 guys to get a hit, and all of them will hit in like the first 2 innings, and I'll be like, all right, sweet, I can just relax and watch a game. Or like 3 or 4 of them will hit, and then the last guy won't ever get a hit. And he'll like get one more at bat in the ninth, and then he'll get walked or something stupid like that. And it's like, F you, man. But it's fun. I suggest it.
I'll have to look into it.
But
So I don't have any baseball bets this week. I don't know if anyone else has anything else, but I got a couple lacrosse bets
let's hear 'em.
into that. So this is Selection Sunday is coming up this weekend for the NCAA lacrosse tournament. So we got conference championship tournaments this week. So got some really good matchups. In the Colonial Athletic Conference, we've got Drexel and Towson. I'm taking the under 23 there at minus 115. I think Towson should really shut Drexel down. Drexel has struggled to score a lot. Towson's played fantastic defense this year. I think this is gonna be like an 11-6 game, really low scoring. And then in the ACC, we got Duke and Syracuse. I got Syracuse money line at plus 105 at home. Syracuse, I think this is one of those situations where I think they really need this tournament to get themselves a good seed. I think Duke's just struggling. I think the only reason Duke's going to make the tournament is because they're Duke. They'll get on name brand alone. But I mean, it's been a really down year for Duke. They really don't look like they have it right now. And I think on the road in the Carrier Dome against Syracuse, I think Syracuse should have no problem winning this game. Plus, the ACC tournament is one of those times where I feel like Syracuse kind of thrives. They're one of those teams that they'll show enough in the tournament to make you think they're going to finally go on a run in the tournament, and then they'll be out in the second round. So I like Syracuse to win this one at plus 105. Getting plus odds at home, I feel like you always got to go with that. Another team getting plus odds at home, I'm taking Air Force money line at plus 110 against Jacksonville in the Atlantic Sun tournament. Jacksonville beat them earlier in the year, I think, at Air Force, but it was a close game. I think it was a 2-goal game. It's really hard to beat a team on the road twice in 1 year, I feel like. And Jacksonville's still a relatively new program to Division One. So I just think it's going to be, I think you're asking a lot of Jacksonville early on in the program's time and of existence. So I don't mind going with an Air Force team that's pretty consistent. And if you parlay those 3 picks together, you can get it at plus 704. So that's what I got this week. I'm doing a lot of parlays this week. I'm investing heavily in parlays.
Yeah.
For most of my picks, I'm kind of staying away from some of the straight bets this weekend because I just feel like I'm nickel and diming myself every weekend, and yeah,
Right.
so we're gonna mix it up this weekend.
Yeah. I like it. I don't have any lacrosse bets, but I agree with everything you said. You sounded like you know what you're talking about.
Give it a watch. I'll give baseball a chance if you guys give lacrosse a chance. Conference tournaments are this weekend. The tournament starts next weekend. This is the time to get into it. The tournament's really fun. It's like 3 weekends, and then like the last weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and that's when they have their Final Four every year.
I need to watch some more lacrosse. I actually really like lacrosse. I used to play it in high school, but for some reason I just like it's every time, every Wednesday we come on here and you tell me about it, and I think in my head I'm like, I'm gonna watch these games, and then like the weekend comes and I just end up not watching the games. But I will make an effort this weekend. I will watch at least one game.
It's funny, out your way there's not a lot of like D1 programs. Out your way, what's really big there is the club scene. It's the MCLA, like where all like the big schools have teams.
Yeah,
kind of interesting. Club lacrosse is fun.
Yeah, no, lacrosse is sick. I only played it for 1 year, but it was very fun.
Makes sense.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we will wrap it up then. Unless you guys have any other bets you want to talk about for this weekend or anything coming up in the future? No?
I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, I guess we will reconvene next week on Wednesday around the same time, 9:30 Eastern. I'm going to have a way too early NFL future bet next week for us. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I just decided I'm going to do it. So we'll see what that is.
I'll do one too.
So
we got the CFL starting soon too.
Ooh.
All right.
I think it starts in.
I'll try to research that as well.
I'm gonna have some CFL bet futures.
I randomly saw a guy at Hershey Park last weekend wearing an Ottawa Red Blacks jersey. Weirdest fucking thing.
I don't think I've ever seen a CFL jersey in person before. That's hilarious. He has to be from Ottawa. Like there's no other way.
Either that or related to the person whose jersey he was wearing.
Yeah. He's like, no, dude, I'm die hard.
It was funny. At first, I thought it was actually because the last name was Harris on the back. I thought it was an Eric Harris jersey at first, because he played in the CFL. And
that might be even more rare.
From Central PA.
Yeah.
But so I thought maybe it was someone like related to him or something, but he never played for Ottawa, so it couldn't have been that.
Yeah, no, I think they had a QB named Harris, if I remember correctly. But
I did not follow the CFL.
That's
amazing. How do you even remember that correctly?
I have. All right, so
how do you even have that knowledge?
during June and July, I start to miss football, and my baseball team usually sucks. So I don't have a lot to watch. So
you just watch those games
down so bad.
I know John Fisher has me watching the Ottawa Red Blacks. This is criminal. No, but I subscribe to their YouTube, so sometimes they're like on my recommended, it'll come across. So I'll watch
Oh.
like the highlights or something.
I need
It's
a
it's
hobby.
it's interesting to watch because the field is like way bigger and they have 12 players and you can go in forward motion before the play starts.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. It's like I like it because there's a lot of different like you can get 1 point in the CFL. Like if you just kick the ball into the end zone and it stays there. So a
Aren't the
touchback, I
field
don't know
goal
why I
posts-
explained it like that, but it's just a
Aren't the
touchback.
field goal posts in the front of the goal
Yeah.
line?
Yeah.
That's weird.
The end zones are 20 yards. The field goal is in the front, and I want to say the field is wider. I think.
Yeah, it's because
I-
I feel like because Canada used to be part of like the British Commonwealth, that like they have a lot more holdovers in their rules from like rugby.
Yeah.
The field
Yeah.
looks more like a rugby field, and yeah, there's more emphasis on kicking. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good watch though when you're bored and your baseball team sucks in July. So
All right.
Well, looks like my baseball team's gonna suck in July this year. So
Who's your team again? You're the
Cardinals.
Fan, yeah.
Yeah, still
I'm
fourth in
hoping
the
my
NL
team
Central.
doesn't suck.
What's that?
I said I hope my team doesn't suck this summer.
No, the Reds are looking good.
Yeah,
yeah, you'll be at least in the wild card race.
hopefully. But all right. We'll end it again, the episode, before we go on another rant.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys for watching this week. Kentucky Derby this weekend, so make sure you get in your bets. Let us know what horse you picked this weekend. We'll try to tweet out some of our picks just because there's going to be horses that scratch the next couple of days. And as the odds kind of sure up a little bit more. So we'll make sure to tweet that out, and we'll see you guys next week on Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern. And have a good one.